Dear children, welcome to class 3. I hope you're excited to start the new session. Today we are going to learn EVS. We'll be focusing on lesson 1, My Family. Children, before we start our lesson, I want you to note down the exercises in your old or rough EVS notebook. Alright, come on, let's dive into the lesson now. Do you know what is a family? Yes, a family is a group of people who are related to each other. We learn many things from the people who live with us. They are our family members. Now, who are the family members living in your home? They are your grandparents, father, mother, you, your sister, or your brother. The number of people in a family may differ. So children, in your notebook, I want you to list the family members who live with you at home. So quickly take out your pencil and your notebook and jot down the family members who live with you at your home. Alright, so now we'll talk about the types of families. Some families are big and some are small. So we categorically divide the types of families as small or nuclear family, big family, joint family, and in some cases we have single parent family. Okay, the small and nuclear family. As you can see in the picture, when only parents and their children live together in a family, it is known as a small family or a nuclear family. If you look to your left hand side of the screen, you will see when grandparents, parents and children live together, it is a big family. What is a joint family now? If you look at your right hand side of the screen, you will see when parents, grandparents, children, uncles, aunts and cousins live together, it is known as a joint family. Children, in some families, children stay with only one parent, either the father or the mother. These are known as single parent family. Okay children, let's move on to relationships in a family. Now people who are related to each other in a family are known as relatives. Now, we know that the parents of our father and our mother are our grandparents. Yes. So there are two types of relationships in a family. One is paternal and another is maternal. Now we'll look what it means. Our father's parents are our paternal grandparents and our mother's parents are our maternal grandparents, as you can see in the picture. Now we are the grandchildren of our grandparents, right? Let's now talk about the family tree. A family tree is a tree that shows how the members of a family are related to each other. For example, as you can see in the picture, how you are related to your cousin. It shows how your mom and dad are related to your uncle and aunt. And it then shows your relationship with your uncle and aunt, right? So it depicts how the members of a family are related to each other. Now let's look upon what do you mean by the word generation. All the people in the family who were born around the same time form a generation. Kindly have a look at this picture. You'd find your parents belong to one generation, whereas your parents, your uncle, aunt belong to another generations. You, your siblings and cousins are all in the same generation. As you can see, your grandparents are 2 generations older than you, while your parents are only 1 generation older to you. Isn't it interesting, children? Yes. Now let's move on to the get together in a family. Well, who doesn't love family get-togethers, right? Yes, now all the relatives in a family may not live together. It isn't possible, right? So they may be staying in different places. So how do we meet our relatives? Now we meet our relatives when there is a celebration in the family, such as a wedding, a birthday, or a festival. We also meet our relatives during holidays and vacations. Why do we have these family get-togethers? Because they teach us about our family values and they also bring the family members close. Living in the family. Now, family members love and care for each other. They help each other by sharing work. How? They help us by looking after children, they help us by cooking, they help us by cleaning, they help us by washing the. Yes? Now, our family is our first school as it teaches us many things. We learn values and good habits from our family. Our parents and grandparents teach us good manners and they teach us good habits, isn't it? Now, what is your duty towards them, children? As children, you must respect your elders and you must care for them. Now, let's look about the similarities which we find among the family members. The family members are usually similar in two ways. One in their appearance, which is their physical features, that talks about the features of your body, and second in their habits or hereditary features, which is passed down from generation to generation. So in physical features, you might have heard, some people might have told you that your eyes resemble your father's eyes or your nose is exactly like your mother's, right? So same way, in their appearance and in their habits, we are similar to our family members. Now there's another thing, which is sometimes two children are born at the same time to the same mother and they are called twins. Twins may look alike, however, it is important to know that not all twins look alike. Here's a fun fact for you children. Did you know when three children are born together at the same time to the same mother, they're called triplets. Tri meaning three. Isn't it interesting? Yes. Now let's go through some of the key words from the lesson. Right. So I would also like you to note down these in your notebooks. Alright, let's start. Paternal. Someone who is related through the father's side of a family. Next, maternal. Someone who is related through the mother's side of the family. Next, generation. People in the family who were born around the same time. Next, physical features, which is your features of your body. Next, hereditary features, features that are passed down from one generation to another. Next, twins, two children who were born at the same time to the same mother. Children, I hope that you're writing these down and I want you to learn these. Okay? Alright. Now let's move on to the exercises. Please note these down as well in your notebooks. Now, as I'm reading, I have given you some keywords. At the end of the sentence, there are help boxes. So, I would like you to read the sentence properly and choose the correct option. Now, a family where parents, grandparents, children, uncles, aunts and cousins live together is called a, yes, joint family. Second, a family dash shows how the members of a family are related to each other. Yes, a family tree. Third, we live together in a house as a family. Good. Fourth, people who are related to each other in a family are known as, relatives. Good. Next, fifth, physical features that are passed down from one generation to another are called hereditary. Good job, children. Now let's look to the question and answers from the lesson. Please note these down as well in your notebooks, and after that, learn them. Alright, who are our family members? Think about it, children. Yes, people who live with us in our home are our family members. Good, let's move on to the next question. Now explain the terms nuclear family. What do you mean by a nuclear family? When only parents and their children live together in a family, it is known as nuclear family. Now what is a big family? Yes, when grandparents, parents and children live together, it is known as a big family. Let's look what is a joint family now. Now when parents, grandparents, children, uncles, aunts and cousins live together, it is known as joint family. Let's move on to the third question. With the help of an example, explain what you understand by generation in a family. Okay. So the definition of the generation is all the people in the family who were born around the same time form a generation. Now can you quote an example? Right. Your grandparents belong to one generation. Your parents, uncles and aunts belong to another generation. Whereas you, your siblings and cousins to another generation. Now, when do you usually meet all the members of your family? We meet all the members of our family when there is a celebration in the family, such as a wedding, a birthday or a festival. Good job. Now children, I have one question for you which I want you to write on your own. Think about it and answer it, okay? Write briefly about a few things you have learned from your family. So you may take your parents' help and you may jot down these in your notebook. Okay children, let's move on to the creative corner section. Now I have a homework for you, which is draw a family tree of your own family with 3 generations clearly marked on it. I've given you one sample, so you can either draw or paste the pictures of your family members in the family tree. And this has to be done in your old EVS notebook. Okay, so make it as creative as possible and try to make it beautiful, okay, neat and clean. Next, I have another activity which is, I hope you'll find it fun. This is a family tree worksheet and I want you to just solve the questions which is given below. I hope you'll have fun children. See you soon.